Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Miles Actually Knows What Part Number it is for once. It's part 26 of his investigations. Last time well, you see, the thing is that what actually did happen in the immediate last video? What was poppin'? Oh yeah, we're talking to Detective Bad and he was telling us all about how all the KG stuff happened. Yeah. And now we're going to talk to the judge. It appears His Honor is still a bit dispirited.
For the first time today, I experienced what it's like to stand the witness stand. I now have a greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimony.
Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict. I mean, I feel like maybe having some basic human empathy seems pretty important for being a judge, but fuck me, I guess. What do I know? Francesca, there's no need to further depress His Honor. I'm not trying to, Miles. Your Honor? Your Honor, I've come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. Your Honor, the evidence... Your Honor!
Oh! Were you talking to me, boy? Can I help you?
I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir.
Evidence? Some evidence?
Your Honor, do you think you can stay focused long enough to at least do your job?
No. I'm sorry. I would accept the secretary, or I would accept the secretary just arrived.
She is busy with the investigation, so let's keep this brief, shall we?
Very well. In that case, please confirm that all the pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell are also included, so go ahead and use them or whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna freaking go eat lunch and never come back.
Understood, Your Honor. The pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of those two men. This could be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding their case. And maybe even something that will finally lead me to the truth.
It's over there, knock yourself out.
I see. Thank you very much. I will go and confirm they're all accounted for. It would appear the judge is still a bit dispirited. Stop that! You're being so depressing. You should listen to her, Your Honor, before things go from bad to worse. Although it can't really get much worse for him, other than be whipped by her. What's popping over here? Evidence that Miss Yu prepared is just sitting here on the table. You know you can't just walk off with it, right? Just ask yourself, what would Von Karma do? Von Karma would walk off with it, and we're his disciple, are we not? Of course I do. Miss Yu must have been caught off guard by a client's sudden accusation. I wonder how she would have defended Mr. Rell in that case if he was still alive. Also, I mean, we're supposed to be able to see their evidence anyway, so... Not like she really should. There's not too much she could keep secret. I mean, if it's like her notes on the case, yeah, we shouldn't be able to see that. But, you know, if it's something she plans on presenting. So this is the evidence related to today's Cadopian Embassy trial from Mr. Faraday's bag. You mean the evidence bag that was on the table in lobby number 2, right? Yes, finally we can now take a look at the evidence itself and not just data about them. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them while we have the time. Agreed, I want to take a good look at all the evidence from the Embassy murder too. And why is that? Because I still don't fully understand what today's trial was about. Same, honestly. Ah, don't point your crop at me just because you don't know something. Okay, he remembered it's a crop. And don't you try and order me around just because Papa chose you today. I see someone's still sore about not being picked by Mr. Von Karma. It's also real to see the knife up close. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm like, you know, some sort of superhuman. My ass is not dying from a stab this length. No sure. I mean, okay, at the very least, I'm not dying instantly. All right, I'm a little bit built different than that. I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, that wouldn't even really. I mean, I guess it. I don't know. Is that reaching or like even you got stabbed in the heart? I don't feel like it's reaching, man. I mean, I don't really have anything for scale. I mean, it'd get in there like a little bit. Maybe, but I don't think it's taking me out. Not instantly, at least. So we have the knife, the gun, and envelope, and what's this organizer doing here?
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot to tell you. That's my wallet. Some people call them billfolds because you put your bills in them and you fold them. I found Mr. Perry's personal organizer inside the evidence bag of his. Pastor Bad requested it be passed along to you. He said it will help.
Detective Bad said that? What a strange stroke of luck. Well, never look a gift horse in the mouth. May as well flip through it too. Yeah, but like, you know they say don't look the gift horse in the mouth, but as soon as the person who gives you the horse is gone and out of eyesight, you're looking at his teeth, right? Like, no, there's no way you don't do it. Like, yeah, I get it's rude to be like, to do it when they're there, but as soon as they're gone, you gotta figure out, like, hey, is this horse fucked or not? I want Resendov inspected all your nooks and crannies. It's the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. Who would have thought that such a beautiful piece of art could be used in such a cruel act? It's never crossed your mind to use your riding crop for the wrong purpose? Mr. Faraday's organizer. It appears he was in the habit of using it. Looks like he wrote his strategy for getting Mr. Rel convicted down in here. I have collected the evidence I need to prove Rel was the killer. Between the handgun Rel had on him when he was arrested and the surveillance tape, I should be able to prove that he was the one. What the hell do I put in all these extra pages? It appears that Mr. Faraday honestly believed that Mr. Rel was the killer in the case. The sound of his handgun going off is recorded with superb clarity on the surveillance video. I also have proof I can use to prove Rel is not the real Yatagarasu. It would also appear that he had proof that Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarasu. No matter how he may try and play it, as long as I have the Yatagarasu's key, I can prove he's a phony. If I present it to him in court, it should clear everything up. He apparently had a very definitive piece of evidence. It's been a long battle. I hope this will finally bring it to an end. Yes, I believe that Mr. Faraday was well prepared to discredit any claim Mr. Rel may have made about being the real Yatagarasu. Any way to prove Mr. Rel was the guilty party in the embassy murder. This organizer is a clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I'll have to take my time and give it a thorough read later. I've already read it. I mean. I didn't write it. My name's not Faraday. There's a picture stuck between these pages here. It appears to be a key. A rather ornate one at that. Just look at the design on the handle. The craftsmanship is superb. The way it's got those squiggly lines to it, by God. Could this be the Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer? Ain't got no three-legged crow on it, man. The Yatagarasu's key. Detective Bad said something earlier. They hate you. I mean, what different about this time was that evidence related to smuggling ring was sent to police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kadopian embassy, the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu sent the evidence! Until now, Yatagarasu... Didn't we just do this? Do we need to do this all again? I mean, I appreciate a flashback, for sure. And honestly, sometimes I feel like the game does need more flashbacks. But sometimes they flashback to things that happened 20 in-game minutes ago, but expect you to remember things that happened 4 in-game hours ago with no flashback. Okay.
The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others knew about.
Mr. Faraday must have been trying to keep the secret key safe. As the prosecutor in both the Yatagrasso smuggling ring cases, that's to be expected. It's a rather unusual shape. That's odd. What is it? Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer. That certainly is odd. The weapon that was used to kill the Cadopian Embassy staff member was the gun. But if that's the case, then where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from? Isn't it obvious it was brought into the courthouse by Mr. Rell? That's the only logical conclusion, right?
No, because it's not that easy to smuggle a weapon like that in here. I mean... maybe. Gonna be honest, not too impressed with the judicial system here, considering, or like the security, considering we're investigating a double murder that happened inside this place. If security's so freaking tight, why did 2 people get killed in the building? I'm just saying.
Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly for contraband. I mean, that's a tiny-ass knife. You could definitely hide that, even without resorting to the prison pocket. Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed. Make it impossible for him to bring a knife as large as this inside, but it's a very tiny knife. In that case, how do you suppose the knife ended up inside the courthouse? I need to think carefully here. There's nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. However, it is a fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Conversely, there's one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer that no one has claimed to have seen today. Okay. What haven't we seen? The only thing I can think of is the videotape. That's the only thing that we don't have. Unless it's in the envelope, maybe? Can I think the fact that you have yet to answer me to mean that you don't have an answer for me? Actually, I do know the answer, Francesca. I just won't tell you. I'm just gonna say ... All will be revealed in time. Don't tell me that is what's missing. I can only hope that they didn't take it ... I knew it. Then what is it? One of the pieces of evidence we've been holding has been hiding a secret of its own. And it was through this piece of evidence the knife was brought into the courthouse. Our plastic bag, maybe? I mean... So, I mean, isn't this just going back to our original idea that he brought it in? I don't really know if that's, like, important. Maybe it was in the balloon. And there's the perfume. Could you fit a knife in there? I don't know. I don't know how big it is. Probably not, but... There's the fountain pen. Is it like a pen knife? It seems Mr. Faraday was in the habit of using very nice fountain pens. Really, my papa uses fountain pens that are much, much nicer than this. The way he signs his name with those pens makes his signature like pure art. Surprised Mr. Von Karm hasn't signed anything. I thought he'd have a crest stamp made. I mean, could you put a knife in here? Maybe. Doesn't really look like it. Looks like a quality nib. My ballpoint pen is much easier to write with. I was still too young to appreciate the finer points of a fountain pen. Nah, actually, she's right. Nobody cares. Normalize making signatures actually, like, readable, as opposed to, like, I'm just gonna make a squiggly. Fuck you. I wouldn't have to if you would only grow up. I mean... It's like my heart says pin, but my brain just says plastic bag because my brain's like, how are you fitting the knife in the pin? You know? The knife's too big.
Take that!
I don't see that answers my question at all. Yeah, okay. Every piece of evidence has some secretive aspect about it. I demand to know what the secret is to this one. I mean, I didn't really like the plastic bag that much, so I'm not really like mad about it being wrong. That no one claimed to have seen today. Okay. I guess I should actually look at it. In the surveillance tape, but I don't have, there's nothing I can click on for the surveillance tape. I mean, that's the only thing that's mentioned. And then, I mean, there's the key. I guess it could... The key. I mean, I guess it kind of has the same pattern. I guess it could be the... But, like, what are we even saying with the key? Like, I don't even know what the line of argument is if I present the key. But, I mean, they do have very similar handles. Or I could see, like, the key being in the knife.
Take that!
The Yatagrasu's key, Mr. Faraday mentions in the organizer. But, like, what are we saying? Because the argument was, how did he get the thing in, right? Okay. Yeah, how did he bring the knife in? And I don't really see how the key is supposed to answer that. This is how the knife was brought into the courthouse. You're not making any sense, Miles. You just need to look a bit closer, Francesca, to see what I mean. Don't the colors and ornamentation of the key's handle remind you of anything? They do remind me of the knife. Yeah? Very good. Both Yatagrasu's key in this photo and the murderous knife have a very unique design in their handles. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Yatagrasu's key, the only object we found at the crime scene was the knife. You don't seriously mean to say... It appears you finally caught up. And I do mean to say these two pieces are in fact the one and the same! Okay. Got any proof of that? That's impossible! Even if that is what you believe, we should still investigate this possibility. Now then, let us examine the knife in a little more detail. Alright. It's the weapon that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. The handle and the blade itself both have beautiful designs worked into them. There's even a flower-shaped design in this gold section here. But, like, aren't the handles different? I mean, the handles are similar, but they're not the same thing. If this hadn't been used as a tool for murder, I'd want it for myself. You seem to be drawn to the embellishments. Too bad this isn't mine to give. Right? Like, it's got little cloudies and a little vine on it. I can't back out to look. Can't click on anything. I can't. There's nothing to click on. Okay. So it does at least change. I guess. Whatever. I can't believe they turned into a key to think there was such a trick to this thing. The weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key the Yatagarasu stole. This piece of information is more critical than anything we've learned up until now. Frankly, I'm shocked. Mr. Faraday only mentioned the key aspect of this piece of evidence in his organizer. It's possible even he had no idea the key was hiding a knife blade inside. It seems unlikely. If that's true, only someone who knew about the key to the knife trick could have killed Mr. Faraday. Even among law enforcement, this key was top secret. We're looking for someone who knew even more about the key than even Mr. Faraday. And we're gonna find out who that was maybe later in the video, or probably not. But basically, we're gonna pause here. We're back, and we're looking for somebody who knew even more about the key than even Mr. Faraday, apparently. What was going on? Oh yeah, there was the fake key thing. That was, I don't know. I don't have strong opinions on it. Meaning that the only person who it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place. The great thief Yatagarasu. What do you think the word count is for Yatagarasu in this? It's definitely, I'll make a declaration. Highest number of the word Yatagarasu in the script of all time. It's gotta be. Unless there's like, actually, you didn't know about the 1993 100-hour Super Nintendo game called Yatagarasu's Great Adventure, where the entire script is just Yatagarasu over and over again. Rookie mistake, forgetting about that one. And he was the one who killed Mr. Faraday in that one possible scenario? No, not really, especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. Besides, Detective Bad said earlier. But when we questioned Rell about what was sent along with White Card, Rell had no idea what it was. I mean, couldn't he have just been lying? Maybe, I know he declared himself to be the Yatagarasu, but like, that's what the Yatagarasu would do, right? He would be like, I'm the Yatagarasu. And then you'd be like, okay, tell us something that only the Yatagarasu would know. And he'd be like, oh no, I can't tell you that. And then they'd be like, he's not the Yatagarasu. But actually, he was the Yatagarasu. He was pretending not to be the Yatagarasu. Know what I'm saying? Alright then, I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else, and that person is the real Yatagarasu. It seems this key is truly the key to solving this case. You can whip him for that. That secret ability. That's its hidden ability, you know? You gotta catch the knife in the dream world to unlock that. This gun! It was originally used to kill the Cadopian Embassy staff member. When the crime was reported, the responding police found Mr. Rell still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest. Okay, profiling much? And then, this gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic. I guess. Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. I took a quick look through these documents when the trial started. Well, I wasn't even afforded the opportunity to skim it. I suppose I should explain it to you then. Yes, you should, perfectly in its entirety, if you please. On the night of September 8th, an embassy staff member was killed in front of the embassy. The staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart. Also the bullet. Mac Rell was brought in the night as a suspect and thoroughly questioned. Because the murder weapon was found on him, for which he was arrested for on the spot. A simpleton of a man, that's what he was. Perhaps he was, for the weapon wasn't the only incriminating evidence we had. Mr. Rell was caught in the act on film by a security camera. He was an even bigger simpleton than I thought. I can't believe you didn't notice the security camera. The Cadopian Embassy security system is supposedly very well designed. He may have simply not been aware that there was a camera in the area. So have you seen the contents of the video for yourself? Yes, the surveillance video the security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. You can clearly identify Mr. Rell on it. Even the sound of the gunshot was crystal clear. I'm gonna have to hit you with a little doubt there. Nothing on a security camera has ever been described as crystal clear. Alright? No shot. Anything ever captured by a security camera could be described with the words crystal and or clear. So the footage included sound, huh? I don't think I'd want to see the moment of someone's death in real life. You know. Me neither. I don't know if I'd say I want to see it, but one of those things where eventually you're going to see somebody die. That's odd. We're short on one piece of evidence. And the piece that's missing is surveillance video that was played in court. The surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go? The video showing the moment in which Mr. Rell committed the murder. Where could it have gone indeed? Are you done with your inspection of the evidence? My tongue is healed while you guys were fixing up. We're not doing that anymore. That bit's it's had its course. Yes, I'm finished. However, Your Honor, I'm missing a single piece of prosecutorial evidence. Your Honor, will you dare lick in your duties?
What? No, I dare not lick my duties. I don't know what you city folk do, but here, as a country lawyer, judge, judicial officer, we don't lick nothing. All right? Nothing. N-O-T-H-I-N-G.
No, Your Honor, the most important piece of evidence in today's trial? The surveillance video is not among the evidence you laid out for me.
But I brought Mr. Faraday's whole bag with me from the crime scene.
Maybe the tape is still there somewhere at the crime scene. There's something wrong here. Man, it's really kind of abrupt cut in the music there. Something about this missing piece of evidence. It would appear that for me to find the answers I seek, I'll have to pay another visit to the scene of the crime. Defendant lobby number 2. Yeah, sure, I'll take your word for it. It was you, wasn't it, you fucker? You Albert Einstein looking. That's Detective Bad, but who is he with? It's Pup Man. I've never seen that officer before. Did you find it? Nah, not yet, and I looked everywhere. I see. Well then, please continue with search. Understood. I'll continue the search. So you're the one running this show. Prosecutors like you shouldn't even be allowed at crime scenes. I mean, he's got a point. How dare you? Just who do you think you are? Okay, I was like, oh, can I move? What was that all about? And who was that man just now? I feel like I'm seeing a cameo flashback. Whoever he was, I've never seen a more impudent officer in my life. Well, I guess I'll never see him again. He won't show up. In the final chapter, probably. Does he even know we're standing right behind him? He's got a mirror, of course he knows. I know you're standing right behind me. What do you want, kids? Kids with the damn K word. It looks like you were paying attention after all. Of course I was. I have eyes in the back of my head. Ah, so the mirror isn't for vanity's sake. It's for him to keep an eye on who or what is behind him at all times. So tell me, Detective Bad, who was that rude man just now? The guy came here from the Republic of Zhengfa to study. He's Agent Long. He's trying everything he can to revive the lost honor of his family. He's traveling the world to study different philosophies of detainment from scratch. By visiting various police departments around the world, he's got a lot of dedication. He's still just rookie cop, but I sense strong grudge of some sort on him. This guy's more useful than Gumshoe, even if he is rude. Well, he sure has a lot of guts to come to this country and give prosecutors a hard time. Aren't you from another country? I don't actually know if you were born in Germany or not, or if, you know, you're just like your ancestral home's there. I agree. I already think of one young lady that statement also. Okay, yeah, she is a dang interloper. Anyway, what was that agent looking for, Detective Bad? Earlier, the little girl was poking around in lobby number 1 as well. Like I said before, got nothing to do with you two kids. I highly doubt it has nothing to do with me. Fine, this is the game I must play? Then I'll take this opportunity to draw out what he's been hiding and what happened in the room straight from him. Hit him with our supernatural attack just the way Wright would have done it, man. That is one tiny TV. Fuck you, alright? Detective Gumshoe was rather shocked at this and said it's huge compared to his own. Anything compared with something he owns will always seem grandiose. Speaking of grandiose, I'd say that ego of yours could use a little deflating. I wonder if the killer used these plastic bags on a flash of inspiration. With that, Detective, I somehow doubt he's that quick-witted. You're saying this crime was thought out in advance? With that, Detective, I somehow doubt he's capable of making such a complex plan. Well, we don't think he's the killer, Francesco. Francesco, when will you learn to take responsibility for your statements? This decorative plant's foliage is quite nice. It's actually soothing to be around. Perhaps I should purchase one for my room. Oh, I didn't actually mean to leave. Was this table here all along? Yup. I suppose so.
Objection!
Well, clearly it's out of place. You take the sofa into consideration. That table is much too small. Is it? The table's kind of fucking... It's a long boy, if nothing else. I get the impression the two are not meant to be used as a set. I knew that. It seems she's lost her calm sense of judgment, her eagerness to defeat me. What? You guys okay? Earlier you were in lobby number 1, and now you're here in lobby number 2. Suspicious, don't you think? You're quite the busy man, Detective Bad. Multiple returns to a crime scene brings about success. That's what we detectives say. I see. In that case, you wouldn't mind if I asked about what happened again, correct? I don't have anything left to say to you, boy. Boy? You'll see. I'll draw my answer from you one way or another. Would it kill you to help us even a tiny bit in our investigation? I gave Faraday's notebook to the judge earlier. That's help enough, don't you think? Please, we're asking you for just a bit more of your cooperation. Don't push me, kid. You know anything about Faraday's notebook? Faraday. Sounds like you lost someone close to you. He actually didn't really like him. He did owe me money though. He was battle buddy. We fought through a lot together. Boy with silver spoon in his mouth couldn't possibly understand. Have we seen this? Maybe it's just anything related to Faraday, because like we haven't presented that, but we've seen this dialogue. I guess it's just anything related to Faraday you get this line. Detective Bad, did you know of the existence of the item in this photograph? Of course I did. It's my job to know everything related to the Yatagarasu case. In that case, let me ask you something. Did you know the knife that killed Mr. Faraday and this Yatagarasu's key are one and the same? I don't know if we should just be... Because what if Detective Bad's the killer, man? Should we be giving him this information? I mean, I don't think he is, but in theory, it's logical to... I mean, he should be a suspect. Just because he's like the only people we've talked to. Like, if we weren't, you know, looking at it from this not omniscient point of view, but like this outside point of view, like it makes sense for Miles to somewhat suspect him. Looks like he didn't know after all. This piece of evidence, which we call the Yatagrasu's key, is actually a well-camouflaged knife. Mr. Faraday was planning to use this Yatagrasu's key to prove that Mr. Rel was not the real Yatagrasu. Isn't that correct? I guess so. However, Mr. Faraday had no idea that it was, in fact, a knife. Yes, I have to admit, neither one of us knew that fact. And neither of us knew, then no one in law enforcement knew either. Here did we miss something as big as this? I noticed that since a little while ago you appear to be searching for something. I presume this key is what you were searching for? Yes. And why were you searching for it? Because I promised Faraday. I promised that I'd protect that key with my life. Maybe he meant K. Protect that K with my life? And he's like, he probably doesn't give a shit about the kid. But after he was killed, the key disappeared from Faraday's evidence bag. Who would have thought the key is what took Faraday's life? Well, I mean, it's not like the key who did it. It was the person who used the key. So that... oh, whoops. So that we may find the truth, please testify for me once more. Alright, doesn't matter how many times I tell you about what happened, nothing will change. Detective Bad, I ask that you please testify once more about what happened in lobby number 2 and what you experienced in lobby number 1. My answer's still the same, and this is the last time I'm going to do this. That's fine, because I only need this one last time to clear everything up. Doubt, and find the truth behind this case. Detective Bad's movements. I was in lobby number 1, talking with you. Well, let's not do this. You know what I mean. We were talking about some trivial things, like you. I heard the gunshot right before trial was about to reconvene. When we heard it, you and I immediately dashed out into the hallway together. I saw Gumshoe goofing around there, and then we all ran into lobby number 2. Sounds like the exact same story you told us before. Indeed, however, I feel we've yet to draw out all the information that we can. I don't know what time we're at. I don't know how far we were when I ended the first video. I think we'll just go ahead and call it here. We're not quite gonna be able to finish the trial before. I mean, we won't be on like that long of a break, but this is probably the last time I'm recording before I have to start the Daybreak Let's Play. But we'll be doing these kind of in tandem. I think it'll be fine, because I'll be able to get enough of a backlog on that eventually. But yeah, that sounds like a plan. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part, and bye guys.